fine. Hey everybody, it's Thursday. I'm still in Seattle, so it's been a little tricky to find space to do this. But I have my jelly plate that I made last time I was here that I want to show you how I'm going to use. Again, I don't have a lot of my jelly printing stuff, so this is just me. I bought a couple things from the store yesterday, the art store, and then I found some objects that I'm going to use around the house. All right, let's get started. Let's see if I can do this. This is going to be the perspective today. It's not perfect, but hopefully it'll work for you guys to see it. Here's my jelly plate. You can see, I just made a homemade one, so it's a little squishy and it's a little misshapen. It dried unevenly, so it's got some funniness about it. We'll just play with it and see how it works. I have these stencils, these cheap stencils from I can do it from the art store, which you can get. These are pretty typical. And then I have some bubble wrap, and I have a paper cup. I don't know, I'm just gonna play around. And then I just have some paints, and these paints will live here because I love these paints. These are the paints that I have at the store. Y'all know that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start, and we'll see how this jelly plate prints. I can already see it's gonna have a little bit of its own personality because it has these dents in it. I might turn it over and use the other side too, but the edges were curling, so I wasn't sure that it would look good. And this is 100% my favorite texture on jelly printing. Remember first learning how to jelly print with and pulling out the bubble wrap and being like, it's amazing. You can see this jelly plate's too thick, really. Maybe what I'll do is reconstitute it. But so there you go. I definitely have the bubble wrap, but I also have the shape of the pan I use. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over and make do with what the other side looks like. So I was worried about these edges curling up. I shouldn't say worried. I'm not worried. I mean, it's all fun and games until someone loses an eye anyway. So I'm just going to play with it this way and see if I can't deal with the fact that there's this curl on the edges. And if it doesn't work, I will show you some ways to fix it. I'm going to go ahead and use that. Here it is. Now remember, when you're using a letter, you want to make sure it's backwards. So I actually don't know if it's backwards or not the way it's printed. We'll do it this way since it doesn't matter. I'm just going to use that same print. I'm going to come down, squash. I don't know if you can see how jiggly it is. It's definitely a little too jiggly for this, but okay, that's kind of fun. So not bad for making this up as I go along. Kind of a cute effect there. And let's see what happens when I pull the A up. Well, now I've got some fun marks on that. And let's see if I can pull a ghost print and get anything interesting. Yes, that's fun. Okay, so just a reminder, this is a homemade jelly plate. I made it out of gelatin and glycerin and hot water, and I left it here. I made it while I was here. You can catch that video if you want back in my timeline somewhere a few months ago. And I left it, and it curled, and so I'm just playing around with it. But I just want to show you, since we're just experimenting and doing stuff, at home, then there are things you can do that with a homemade jelly plate, that I personally feel like I have more permission to do with a homemade jelly plate because, I can always melt it down again. I can always toss it and make a new one. It's not nearly the investment that it is when you've bought, actually that's probably a better one, thanks. When you've purchased a jelly plate. So it's just, I'm gonna play around. Actually, I'm gonna use the A again because I like that. And then I'm gonna do the bubble wrap because I like that. And the bubble wrap had some paint on it, so I've left that paint on it there. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that was too much paint and I didn't really get any of it. The same thing that happens when I'm at work using my professional Geli plate. If you have too much paint on it, it's not going to pull a print. It's going to pull a mess. So what I'm going to do is I have this basically as a background. I'm just going to go ahead and plunk it down and pick up that ghost print and see if maybe that works and gives me something interesting. And not really. So here's what I'm going to do. Because I'm here and I can show you this, I'm going to go ahead and show you dealing with a Geli plate that has, a homemade Geli plate that has gone a little wrong. And what am I doing? I'm just cutting the bits off, the curly bits, the bits that have curled up. It helps to have a nice sharp knife. This is a pretty good one. I have a little helper in the background if you can't tell. Husbands are helpful, aren't they? Sometimes they're worth it. All right, so now I have something that's a little flatter. And again, too thick, it's gonna, it's very jiggly, but I'm gonna roll with it because I think it's kind of fun. You know what? George wants you to see that one, even though what I'm working with is this one. So yeah, husbands. Oh, this one has a thing in. Oh, this isn't a Liquitex. This is a Royal Langnickel. So, one of the things I do when I'm up here and I go to the art stores, I buy things that I don't have in the store to play around with them and think about whether or not I want to bring them. So here's another acrylic brand that I don't have in the store that I'm curious as to how it will work. Boom. And then this time I'm going to just play around with making shapes with my cup, with my paper cup. And I should say I have appropriated my parents' kitchen for this, so if you hear things going on in the background, hot stuff, that's my mom doing her thing, cooking. Sorry. No, there's no sorry. Let's see. I'm going to do another layer up. Husband. Oh my gosh, this is a hot mess. Let's see. Yeah, see? Got a little something there. And the potential for a ghost print. But you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry a teeny bit. And I'm going to roll another color. I don't have my, what's it called? My heat gun here. Obviously, I'm making do. So I'm just going to hope that this is dried a little bit and see if I can't pick up a print. And I can already tell that I have smushed it away. So this is not going to do anything, I don't think. So let's pull this clean sheet of paper, see what I get when I do this. Yeah, nothing. I got nothing. Zip. So that's fine. There's no crying in Geli printing because it's always worth leveling up. I sell a little bit of this in the store. This is the Liquitex, the heavy body acrylics, their professional line. You can tell because it says professional on it. And I have some of their colors. They're, I sell the Goldens as my professional line, so I don't really have a lot of the Liquitex, but it's a good paint too. It's just, there's a limit to how many paints a store should have, right? Right? Am I wrong? I'm probably wrong. I should probably add them. I'm dad shuffling around in the background, my husband trying to shush him. It's not the studio, folks. All right, that's smudgy. Let me think about what I'm going to do with that, because now I have a background. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the A and I'm going to lay it down. And at this point, I'm not sure which is up or down, so I'm not going to worry about that. And I'm going to open this yellow. So now I have this background, basically. I'm going to open this yellow. I'm going to brayer it on. And then I'm going to peel this off. And now I'm going to pick that up. There we go. That's more interesting, don't we think? I think so. And then I have this background from earlier. May as well go ahead and pick up that ghost print since there is one. So now I've got that one. And then I'm going to let this dry a little bit. It is humid here, which is not helping this paint. And I'm going to go ahead, this was on sale, and because it's Golden's, I grabbed it because you can never have too many Goldens. I'm going to brayer this down over it. Great. Trying for a light touch. We'll see if that A survives the process. And now I'm going to pull up just the mono print and see what it looks like. I mean, the A disappears a little bit, but I kind of like it. You can see the splotches. I'm not doing a very good job. You can see how thick, where the paint is thick, those splotches. It shows up on the jelly plate. So I need to brayer harder. If I had let the paint genuinely dry, I would have gotten a better A out of it. But that's the reality of it being warm and humid here right now, which I hear it's warm and humid in Seattle or LA. This is, again, Liquitex Basics. This is just a small kit. I sell these kits. If you're looking for something to travel with, this is a good one. Very convenient. One of my favorite combinations, inadvertently, is red and turquoise. When they mix, it makes purple. Let's see if I can't get a better result. Trying to dry. All right, at home I would have my heat gun, and that would have helped. Part of what's happening is I'm not cleaning off my brayer in between, so I'm going to do that right now. Sidekick it here, which you can't see, but I'm rolling my brayer off so that it's not so mucky. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this orange down. I'm going to load the brayer up with paint before I spread it on the jelly plate, and that way I'll get a more even, and I won't maybe disturb the texture I already have down, which I don't want to do. And then because I want to, I'm going to add some of this. All right, let's see what we get out of this, if anything. There we go. That's more like it. That's what I like. I like seeing these surprises when they show up. And I think I'm going to just do one more layer off of this and then call it a day. I'm going to load the brayer up over here. and try to pick up this ghost print. That's cute. At least I got some fun colors out of that one. So, not bad for just hanging out in my parents' kitchen, playing with stuff I got from the discount aisle at the art store. I could have gone whole hog and, you know, bought stencils and things like that, but I don't need that up here. It's fun just to play with the Geli plate the way it is. But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it inspired you to be crafty on your vacations. And I will be back in the studio tomorrow for my art journal demo. And I hope to see you there. All right, thanks so much.